Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are. Welcome to another episode of the Bobbi Jo and Sheena Show. Two mindset coaches helping you get clarity so that you can have peace of freedom in the mind, right? What are we going to talk about today? Today is passion versus obligation. Why do you do what you do on a daily basis? Right? Drinking coffee, obligation to our body to get it going, or is it a passion that we love to drink it, or breakfast, feeding our soul, or the kids, right? So I did this today that I wrote down everything I'm going to do today. And even though some things were out of obligation, like going to see somebody speak tonight. It's somebody that I know, I want to support them. So I'm kind of, it's an obligation, but it's also a passion I wrote because it helps me to grow and maybe meet new people and I might learn something new. So it was like double. But what are you doing in your life? Are you doing it because you're obligated to do it, like going to work? Why is that? Because you need to pay the bills. Well, if it's not bringing you passion, what are you doing? And there needs to be a balance. So maybe if you have a lot of obligations in your life, maybe you need to bring up the things you do on a daily or weekly basis that bring passion to your life and joy into your life. Because other than that, what's the journey for? It's not here to just struggle. It's here to enjoy life, however that shows up. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It could be a breath of fresh air, going outside barefoot and catching that sunset. It could just be taking a moment, having a cup of hot tea and watching your children play on the floor. Or it could be just sitting having a little dog on your lap. So I have a little passion going on right now as I'm petting my dog and loving on her, sitting on my lap. That's all I really think I have today. Sheena, do you have anything to say about passion versus obligation?
Well, I think a lot of times we think that things are obligations, but actually we really love to do them. So just simple tasks in the house. And one of the things I loved this morning on Instagram, it said the enlightened one still has to do laundry. So it's like this thing, chop wood, carry water before enlightenment.
Yeah.
After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. But what's your perception on it? And actually every single thing, if we think it's an obligation, actually we want to do it, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it. This is only my viewpoint. And you can
Yeah.
turn everything into service of God, service of consciousness, service of yourself. You can turn absolutely everything into passion. So say you've got a job you don't like. Let me tell you this: if you criticize anything, you are beneath it. You're on the same wavelength of it more than anything. And the more you criticize, well, people, you're never going to rise out of it. Put it that way. You just make it even bigger in your life. I don't like this job, and look at that, you've been doing it for 50 years. Yeah, so why did you not get out of it? Because you complained about it. Whereas if you can actually appreciate it, then in that appreciation is love, and that's when you can start to rise. I get to appreciate, oh my God, I've had 100 emails in today, Sheena. It was just like, wow, you didn't have to move and you had 100 emails from the whole world and you just sat here. Isn't that just like incredible? So you can turn every obligation into a passion, because it's not what you're doing, it's the being of the doer. Do you get it? So when you're being passionate, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Do you ever remember being in love? That it didn't matter what you did. So why don't you be in love with yourself and be passionate about your obligations? And the washing, the laundry can become an absolute privilege. Oh my goodness, an absolute privilege. But anyway, there you go. And tell
I
me, this
love
comes from somebody who didn't really have a washing machine and had to use a washing machine at certain times of the day. And by goodness, did I absolutely appreciate having a washing machine that I could just go and put on whenever I wanted to put it on.
I love that. And that's like perspective. I love what you just had to say about all of that. Little tools, little nuggets to help you get more clarity in your life so that you can have a more peaceful life and you can spread kindness to those around you with love. That's all I have for you today. Have an amazing day. Like us, subscribe, tell a friend, and leave us any questions that you have. We'd love to hear from you.
Cheerio now.